Here's how the hate for Claire Obscure Expedition 33 began. Normal person. I just discovered E33. I love it. JRPG fan. Game is mid, you smooth-brained tourist. You only like it because you haven't played Dragon Quest, Octopath, or Bravely Default. Normal person. I looked at those. They didn't interest me. JRPG fan. OMFG, stop attacking those games. E33 fans are so toxic. Wow, what a day and age we live in, folks. Okay, guys, real quick, I apologize for the cringy voice acting or whatever the case may be. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room, if you want to consider it that. Okay, now I know the gameplay is different from the topic of this video, don't mind that. I want to get this out the way right now, okay? From these comments and posts and, takes or whatever that I've been coming across on social media as of late, like the whole, RPG dilemma, as I would call it, is just out of pocket at this point, bro, and here's why. So, if you guys don't know, the Game Awards just went down this past Thursday, and I did manage to watch the whole thing all the way through, from beginning to end. I was going to make a video or two, well, I was thinking about making a video on what I've seen, but I just didn't feel like it because a lot has happened that night, and so I didn't have time to really process what to make a video on based on the announcements or game reveals for that matter. So, what I do want to mention at the very least is the fact that, as I said in the beginning of the video, Expedition 33 did indeed win Game of the Year. Now, mind you, I haven't played the game yet. I know that's a big shocker, but I have played RPG games before, only differently, and I'll explain in just a moment. I will say, even though I'm not a big fan of turn-based RPG games myself, from the gameplay I've seen, and stuff like that, I can see why it won Game of the Year. And so, therefore, some of the awards I feel like, the game did actually deserve. Now, I know for the amount of categories that the game has been a part of, some people didn't think the game should have won this, award here or this award here. For instance, best art direction should have went to Hollow Knight Silksong. I'm not going to go deep into all of that because I don't feel like starting off debates or hot takes or whatever the case may be. I don't have time for all that. I just don't. Okay, so I was in the back seat spectating all of this just from a bystander standpoint, and man, the amount of stuff I've seen, especially on Twitter or Reddit, that alone ought to tell you what the current state of gaming is these days. Okay, so with that being said, the tweet that I've showed earlier is going to be the topic of today's video. Now, from what this guy said, I already forgot his username, but apparently this guy was talking about how the hate on Expedition 33 circulated once in one Game of the Year, to where, as I recited some of the quote-unquote things that some people would say based on how it won the award and stuff like that. Now, let me just say this from my standpoint, okay? I feel like everyone already made tweets, posts, jokes even about the whole situation, and listen, I can barely even tell where they're coming from at times, just depending on how they're acting on social media, okay? But at the same time, again, this here is my perspective, so let me tell you guys from my point of view on the matter, on how I feel about this. So, Expedition 33, a JRPG. Well, it's not really a JRPG, it's more of an Eastern RPG because it does have some French aesthetics from what I'm hearing. Well, from what I've heard at the very least, but apparently E33 is more so of a French RPG, as I would call it, than anything, but even then it's still an RPG, right? Turn-based RPG specifically. Now, for those of you that don't know, the game has been getting so much hype, praise, critical acclaim, you name it. Even I took notice at one point when the game was fresh and brand new. It was really the talk of the town as far as video games go, okay? So, me personally, I have been playing RPGs, right? I had a fair share of turn-based RPG experiences. Well, even though I haven't played a lot of them, given how much I've grown up to like RPGs nowadays, because before I was more of a casual player. I wasn't even into RPGs like that. However, thanks to Final Fantasy, just a quick shout out to them, right? That franchise alone then put me onto RPGs moving forward. So therefore, I was able to expand my taste of video game genres in this day and age, if that makes sense. So if you can't tell already, I'm more so of an action-based RPG player myself. However, I have been playing only a select couple of turn-based RPG games, like the classic Final Fantasy games from back in the day, as well as Pokemon, if you want to count that as another example, and so on and so forth. So I have been having my fair share of turn-based RPGs as of late up to this point. At the same time, like I said, I prefer action-based RPG games because that's more accessible to me. However, given how I have changed as far as playing video games and my broadened taste of genres, I don't mind either type of RPG game as long as the game delivers. Here's one thing these folks have been overlooking every time they mention an RPG, especially a JRPG that would either win an award or get so much praise. It don't matter. The one thing these folks have been overlooking, now hear me out, as long as the game delivers on almost each and every single aspect it puts on the table to showcase to us consumers, guaranteed it will be a game worth playing. Or even if you haven't been into RPGs like that, it will be a game worth trying out for the first time. So that way you can actually get a glimpse of what a real RPG game is like, whether it's action-based or turn-based. These folks who have been doubling down on these so-called claims or evidence that they're trying to come up with on social media, let me tell you this up front. They're all idiots, okay? Whoever has been blindsided by hitting on a game like Expedition 33 or any other RPG game for that matter, they are total idiots because they are blindsided by jumping on a bandwagon train just to hate on a game that's popular. That is never me. That is not me. I never hated Expedition 33 ever. You have never seen me post a single tweet about me hating on the game. You have never seen me make a video despising the game because I've played RPGs, both action-based or real-time, whatever they call it, and turn-based, all the same. I've played RPG games already up to this point, so I know what an RPG game is like when I play one. So believe it or not, this right here is a message, a deep message to those of you that have been claiming to hate on Expedition 33 simply because it's a turn-based RPG. Let me tell you guys something straight up. It don't matter what type of RPG game it is, okay? Whether it's action-based or turn-based, as long as the game is good, people will play it. People will have fun with the game. Do you not understand what I'm saying? Everybody has an opinion on their own. I get that. I do too. But at the same time, like I said before, as long as the game can deliver, guaranteed people will be talking about it. All of these folks will be praising the game, okay? They will be giving the game props for the art design, the visuals, the graphics, the soundtrack, the gameplay. It don't matter, bro. It can be all of the above for all I care. Just the fact that these guys have the nerve and the gall to say some dumb stuff to where they could be doing anything else in the world, especially going outside, no matter where they are, they could have the time in the world to touch grass. But instead, they have the time to sit on their phones or sit behind their computer screens, type on their keyboards, and just say the most blindsided stuff. It's crazy to me, bro. I know I'm not the only one feeling this way either. I bet you a whole bunch of people in this gaming ecosystem or landscape, whatever you want to call it, I'm sure a whole bunch of folks have been feeling the exact same way as I am right now. Like, listen, just because the game is a turn-based RPG, does it automatically, let me ask you a question. For those of you that are hating, just because it's a turn-based RPG game, right? Does that automatically mean the game is going to be bad just for you to bash on the game and jump on the hating bandwagon? Huh? Of course not. At least to me, I don't think so. Like, that's stupid. That's one of the dumbest things a person could say, especially if they want to claim themselves as a quote-unquote gamer. People, like, believe me when I say this, everyone has the right to form an opinion of their own kind. But if you guys have either yet to play the game or haven't done research on what the game offers, then trust and believe your opinion is indeed invalid. Okay, that's just plain and simple at the end of the day. How much of a blindsided person or gamer can you be to make an opinion like that? Just to hate on what's popular just because everyone else is doing it. You're pretty much a part of them. You're following them, okay? That makes you a follower because you want to simply do what everyone else is doing simply because, oh, it's a cool thing to do. Oh, it's popular, so I'm going to do it anyway. Like, bro, do you know what that makes you to them? You, my friend, are a follower. Yes, you are a follower. If you want to be blinded by these other folks' actions just by hating on a game that's popular, that is getting so much praise, that makes you one of them. Plain and simple. That makes you easily one of those folks. In fact, you are now a part of them. You are now a part of those folks who would do anything to get attention or clout or validation points, whatever. And let me tell you this, the more you do it, trust me, the sooner you will become a part of a bigger problem than you already are in right now, okay? Anyways, guys, those are just my 2 cents on this topic. Let me know, what do you guys think about this whole RPG dilemma? If you guys enjoyed my rant, at least hit that like button. If you did, share this video, subscribe if you are new to the channel. So yeah, I'm out, man. I can't take these folks seriously no more. I can't.